Hi, everybody, and welcome into the show. Our season premieres. The Clemson Tigers are about a month into this 2021 and 22 campaign. Tigers started out 4-0. They came from behind in the second half to win their opener against Presbyterian, then won a knock-'em-down, drag-'em-out battle against the Wofford Terriers. They went down to the Low Country for a tourney in Charleston at 3-0 and improved to 4-0 with a decisive victory over Temple, as Nick Honor had 19 points and was perfect from the field. And since then, they've met up with the top 25 St. Bonaventure team, West Virginia out of the Big 12, and Rutgers out of the Big 10, as well as opening up ACC conference play over the weekend. On the show this week, we take a look at the Rutgers and the Miami games, and let's begin with head coach Brad Brownell and Don Munson with that.
Well, thanks, Pete. All right, Coach, so here we are, first part of the season, just starting to roll into the month of December. Just kind of thoughts on how you've seen the team play so far.
Yeah, it's been a little up and down to date, as you would expect with half of your roster being new. Trying to figure out the best way to play has been challenging at times. I think we've showed some flashes of really good basketball. I think the emergence of P.J. Hall has been, I don't want to say a pleasant surprise because I think we expected him to play well, but there have been flashes where he's been brilliant. And he's really become maybe our most important player. I think, playing with the two little guards a lot of minutes, we're kind of working through that, deciding if that's something we want to go with long term. Al and Nick, and I think both guys have done some really good things. Obviously bringing in David Collins and Nassir Bohannon, two grad guys that have brought physicality to our team, some rebounding, some toughness, a little bit of scoring has been good. But we have to change a few of the things that we've done and maybe weren't anticipating needing to do. And so we've played well at times, had a couple games get away from us that has been disappointing, so we haven't played as well on the road, and that's something we got to use.
All right, well, our first set of highlights that we're going to take a look at come from the ACC Big Ten Challenge, a trip up to Rutgers. And it's all brought to you by the South Carolina Education Lottery. Since 2002, more than 147,000 lottery-funded scholarships and grants have been awarded to Clemson University students. All right, so first and foremost, it was good to see Amir Sims at the ball game.
Yeah, it was great. He's obviously got the big smile that we all enjoy. I miss not having him dressing out there with us. He could have helped us a good bit in that game, but good to see him at the rack, as they like to say at Rutgers.
So Rutgers gets off to a 6-0 start, but then Honor hits the three off the corner.
Yeah, that's something that we've done very well this year. We've tried to get out and transition and shoot the basketball. Going into the game, we were top 5, I think, in the country in three-point shooting. Unfortunately, we didn't make very many in this game, but transition and playing in the open court is something we're really trying to do with this team.
Good ball fake there by Tyson that gets you into within a point. Rutgers goes back up by 4, and this is kind of what we're going to see here first half. Here's one of the 18 points in the night for David Collins.
Yeah, really nice drive from the top. Had a little misdirection there with a post player flashing to the elbow, and David makes a decision to go attack the space from the top and makes a really nice left-handed layup.
That's today's game too, because you see the help trying to crash down, but they can't because of three-point shooting for your club.
Yeah, and guys bringing big players away from the basket, a lot more 5-out and space for guys to drive and make plays. There's Nassir Bohannon doing the same thing. PJ was kind of in the gutter in the opposite corner and gave space for Nas to go make a play.
Good pass off here by Chase Hunter, and here's your first lead of the ball game.
Yeah, again, Nas with a nice left-handed drive, and we have a pretty good mix so far of driving to the paint and getting the ball into this guy, P.J. Hall.
Yeah, Hall has, like you said, has just been inside, outside, whatever you need, and he's been able to take care of good defense inside, and then ball picked up, gets into his transition.
Yeah, you can see Rutgers sent 4 to the glass, and it made it hard for us to rebound. They were big and strong and had great size, but when we did get clean rebounds, we made it hard for them in transition, and that's our second basket.
Here's one of your freshmen, Ian Schifflin.
Yeah, really nice left shoulder jump hook. We think Ian's going to be a good player. He's really developing not only his three-point shot that he's shown early in the year, but also some post moves around the rim.
So Harper off the miss, going to get a little transition here to start the second half. All right, so they were up 11, then you cut it to 9, and you're going to keep cutting into this lead throughout the second half.
Yeah, PJ got into foul trouble. You can see we went with a really small lineup. Nassir Bohannon playing the 5, Hunter the 4, and really tried to space the court, run a lot of ball screen stuff, and just open things up. Guys did a nice job of playing in space, using their shot fakes and drives. David Collins with another good one out of the corner.
Absolutely. So he crawled back to within 6. One more look at this. He just found out, you know what, I got open space, take a little floating shot to get you two within 6 there with just a little over 17 and a half to go. Alamir obviously playing in front of folks, but here you get his Collins straightaway 3.
Yeah, trying to break the paint, as we call it, to get a little paint touch, kick it out. One more pass to David. He makes a 3, so really good offense there. And here's Al with a 3 again to kind of keep us, really right in the game. We're hanging in there in the second half without PJ, who's in foul trouble. This group did a really nice job. We played him extended minutes, and there's Al hitting another one to cut it back to 3 again.
So you're within 3 points and going to take off and go on transition with Chase Hunter.
Yeah, really nice one-on-one play. Chase shows his athleticism, attacks the basket, and cut it to 1. We actually had 3 possessions with a chance to take the lead and just couldn't make any. There's another nice back cut by David and a good pass by Nas.
Absolutely. One more look at this. And these are the 2, obviously, transfer kids that you've come in the program. They've given you a lot.
They really have. Tremendous energy, poise, physicality. That was PJ's toughest basket of the night. It was a great offensive rebound putback where he worked really hard, second effort basket.
So you're within 4 at that point, and here a 6-point game, and then they just got long on you in the lob.
Yeah, we made a mistake. We're not supposed to help up. We're trying to, create some turnovers, get the game going up and down, and unfortunately Nas made the mistake of stepping up. He's got to hold back and let that guy try to make a play at the rim.
So one more look at this one, and then you see good hustle though by David, trying to get back and trying to make a defensive play. Obviously,
yeah, he did. He got back and really fought for the play. Just the big O for Rutgers, their center there was a good player, and they threw a couple of those to him during the game.
So Rutgers ends up winning at 74-64.
When we come back, we meet one of the Tiger newcomers who's already had some stellar moments in the college game. It's just ahead.
Inside Clemson Basketball with Brad Brownell is brought to you by Carolina Ford. Built for the Carolinas. Built Ford proud. Visit your Carolina Ford dealer today. Coca-Cola and Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Whether you're in the stands or in your living room, nothing goes better with basketball than Coca-Cola and Coca-Cola Zero Sugar.
Welcome back to the show. The Tigers have 5 newcomers this year. 2 of them are transfers. In that group, you'll find Nassir Bohannon, who had a fantastic career at Youngstown State in the Horizon League, but had an extra year of eligibility, so here he is on Brad Brownell's roster, making a huge contribution in many ways. More on him with Tigers on the Inside, presented by Founders Federal Credit Union. Relax, Tiger fans, with Founders Federal Credit Union.
My name is Nassir Bohannon. I'm from Lorain, Ohio. High school was really a fun time for me. I was definitely a dual sport athlete. Played football, loved it. Played basketball, loved it a lot. I started to love the details of basketball at an early age, just like the sound of the ball going through the net or the way that I can get fans off their feet and be engaged with big crowds that are close to us. And I could really show off all my emotion and be who I wanted to be and let it out. Like even now talking about it, I get the chills about how I feel every time I go out there and to be passionate playing. And I built a relationship with Coach Calhoun. When he got the job at Youngstown State, he called me. And funny story, he had called my mom and said, next time you talk to me, I'll be your coach, your son's coach. And my mom kind of blew it off here, but I knew Coach. I knew what he stood for. He was a Huggins guy. They played ball the way I played ball my entire life. Tough, gritty, hard-nosed. We were going to run and gun. I got into the portal just looking for the 5th year as a blessing. I get a chance to go get my master's, which is something that my grandma always wanted me to do. We always spoke about school first. I was looking for a place kind of similar to where I left, where they predicated themselves on defense and they predicated themselves on grit. And after speaking to Coach Brownell, everything that he spoke to me throughout on the phone, I can feel that I could attest to. And beyond that, it was just a part of me wanting to live for people at home. Nobody from home has ever played in the ACC. I'm the first. So there was kids who've been looking up to me ever since they seen me play the first time in middle school or high school. And now that I play basketball in the ACC, they feel like they can play basketball in the ACC.
Nas looking to have a great season in a Clemson uniform. Of course, over the years, there have been Tigers who've had numerous great seasons playing for Clemson. And this year, they're being honored for the first time on both the men's and women's side with their jerseys hanging from the rafters at Little John Coliseum. Here's more on that as we go inside the program.
So my name is Jordan Roper. I'm the Assistant Director of IPTAY Major Gifts / Block C. Well, you know, the idea really started with Terrell McIntyre on a road trip. You know, he's looking up in one of the opposing team's arena and says, hey man, like, why don't we have any, you know, banners honoring our former players? And it was a great question and a great, you know, thought, you know, and a great place to start in terms of honoring our former, you know, Clemson basketball players on the men and women's side. Oh, well, going through the selection process, obviously we had a number of stakeholders, and Tim Beret being one of the key figures in that group of, you know, coming up with a criteria that, you know, honored the past, but also created a doorway for our current student athletes and future student athletes to have something to aspire to get towards. You know, there are just a few of the names that need to be honored. You know, this is part of the inaugural group, but we started with this group just to get, you know, to begin to tell that story. And I remember my experience as a recruit. I mean, one of the first things you do when you go into a basketball arena is look up and see who's played in that in that program. And for us to be able to begin to tell that story now, I think will help us not only with the brand of Clemson basketball, but Clemson Athletics and Clemson University as a whole.
Coming up, we take a look at the action as Clemson opens up ACC play at Miami. But first, here's what's ahead on the schedule for the Tigers.
Well, welcome back to the show. All right, so next up is our first ACC game of the year, road trip to Miami.
Yeah, Cam McGusty, big long wing, Isaiah Wong, two guys that were really good players last year, again leading their team in scoring and aggressive on the perimeter.
Miami highlights are sponsored by the Carolina Ford dealers, built for the Carolinas, built Ford proud. Visit your Carolina Ford dealer today. Hi, Coach. So we come to Miami, first ACC game of the season against the Hurricanes. You're all going to come out, and I thought played really well in the first half of play.
Yeah, we did. I thought we moved the ball well. Defensively did a good job against their guards. Their guards are obviously excellent. Here's a nice pass, getting the ball into PJ. Great pass from Al. So yeah, I thought we were really ready to play, and I thought we had good ball movement. And you see some of this action early in the game.
Yeah, Hunter Tyson with the outside three there. You know, early on, I thought defensively you were really good, and then you're going to come back down and get something out of transition with your club.
Yeah, Al with a nice transition three. You know, we did not get as much transition in this game as we have been getting. I did think Miami did a pretty good job of getting back. They don't crash the boards quite as much as some other teams we play. Nice to see Chase Hunter knock in a three. I thought he played exceptionally well, had 15 big points today for us off the bench. Yeah, career high for him. Tap ball there by Hall. It keeps things alive and right back out to Chase. Yeah, knocks it down. Really good play by Nas. Kind of has a knack for doing some of those kind of plays you don't think about. Here's a great backcourt effort. Kind of lose it a little bit and then get the ball back over to Al. Again, shooting the ball pretty well. I think we had 9 or 10 threes on the game. Here's a good little set play that we ran for a ball screen with a little double for Nick, who knocks down a three. Would have liked to have seen him make a couple more shots in the second half when we needed them. Yeah, Bohannon one more time shows what he can kind of do off the dribble. I don't know you want the behind the back pass, but it worked. Well, that's, you know, it's a great play, really. He kind of sees it. He actually has that ability. He does a couple of those things in practice. So great poise, great vision. David with a nice back cut. So you're up a pair as we're about to close out the first half and actually going to extend the lead here at the end of the half. And again, that jump hook that PJ has developed has been just tremendous. Yeah, he's really developing into a nice player. Here's a good play we run, get David Collins a three-point shot late in the half and go up 6, playing, you know, really well. And you know, really pleased with the way the guys approached it. All right, so up 34, up 40 to 34, and then a little inside play. Teams are going to kind of trade baskets here to start the second half. Yeah, I think both teams scored. Here's another little play where we get it into PJ. Really good pass by Al again. You know, unfortunately, they're starting to find their stride. They did miss a couple shots that they have made. Here's a good play, DC returning the favor to Nas. And it's kind of about 3 to 5 there through most of the second half. Yeah. Little floater there, offside rebound, an extra possession. Chase Hunter going to bear another three. Yeah, Nas got 2 offensive rebound, kick out threes for Chase in the game that was really big. And this was a big play too. You know, just good hustle by everybody. Really was. They do a good job of fighting back, but PJ sticks with it, finishes. This is a little 3-point play to kind of give us a late 7-point lead in the second half. Good execution off a set. They then made a couple tough threes. and now all of a sudden they got us scrambling, and that's the guy that really hurt us, number 11. We didn't know that Miller could shoot the ball quite as well as he did. He made 3 threes in the game, and that was a challenge for us.
Yeah, 2 minutes left and still not going to die. That's a tough play there by David.
Great effort, just really making a tough play. Obviously, the game starts to get away from us at the end, and you know, unfortunate loss because I thought we played better, maybe not good enough defensively, certainly in the second half.
80-75, the final from Miami. Well, time for our coach's chalkboard segment, and we're going to go back to the Charleston Southern game, Coach, and take a look at a play. Starts with Ian Shiflin out front, but it ends up with a great pass from Hunter Tyson into Alamir Dawes. Always good to get some offensive flow early in the contest.
Yeah, really good movement of the basketball. We kind of move our center up the lane and really have a 2-guard front where we're setting a couple different back screens and fade screens to have options. They don't hold long enough on the back cut, and so Alamir is open there at the rim late. There's David Collins coming off the first back screen. There's a fade screen that kind of becomes a back screen, and you can see the defenders on defense. One of them's got to hold longer. They don't hold, and so obviously you got a late roll, a 7-cut that we call where you go to the rim, and Hunter Tyson makes a really nice pass to Alamir Dawes. It's a tough situation. Obviously, Ian can shoot threes. PJ can shoot threes, so we run it because the post player guarding Ian in this case has to worry about, you know, if he helps too much, he's going to give up a 3. So he's back there at the ACC trying to help, but he wants to get back because he knows Ian can make a shot. Nick Honor's guy is a little worried about helping on the back cut as well because we know we can skip it across to Nick if he's open for the 3. So there's multiple options on the play. Hunter Tyson does a really good job of making the right read in this one.
When we come back, we showed you the story earlier about jerseys now hanging from the rafters at Littlejohn, and we begin honoring Tiger legends on this program as well.
So bring it into the forecourt here at the 4:48 mark. Feed it off to Honor. Bounce pass in the hands of Hall. He goes in the paint, little ball fake, and the jump hook from 6 is up and good. Nice move by PJ inside to give Clemson a 2-point lead, 22-20.
Welcome back. Well, if you followed Clemson basketball over the years, you've seen some great players. And this year, they're being honored with jerseys hanging from the rafters at Littlejohn Coliseum. There's no one better to talk about those great figures in Clemson hoops than Tim Beret. Each week, he'll remember a different Clemson legend. Presented by Coca-Cola and Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Whether you're in the stands or in your living room, nothing goes better with basketball than Coca-Cola and Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. This week, Jaron Blossomgame.
So Jaron Blossomgame is a player who overcame a horrific injury when he was in high school to come to Clemson, redshirted, and then played 4 years. Just had a terrific career, 1,733 points. He's 5th in Clemson history. He's 8th in Clemson history in rebounding. He's 6th in minutes played, which is remarkable considering the injuries that he had to overcome. But a great all-around player. He could score inside and outside. Just a terrific driver of the ball to the basket. Really burst on the scene in the 2013-14 season when we upset Duke here in Littlejohn Coliseum, and he had a double-double in that game. And that was kind of the first time we looked at him and said, wow, this guy has really got some potential. And led us in scoring as a junior and a senior, averaged over 18 points a game when he was a junior. But just a terrific all-around player, and went on to play in some NBA games, and just had a nice professional career. Jaron was part of some really good runs for the Tigers. We won 23 games his freshman year. He teamed up with KJ McDaniels, and they got us to the final 4 of the NIT in Madison Square Garden. And then the year we played in the Bon Secours Arena, he was a key to, we had 3 consecutive wins over top 15 teams. We beat Duke, we beat Louisville, and we beat Miami. He was a top 10 team at that time. And really, he was a big reason Clemson fans had a lot of fun in the Bon Secours Arena the year they were renovating Littlejohn, and we had to play over there in Greenville. And it really became a fun atmosphere, and we had some terrific wins over there in front of some large crowds.
Well, just one game ahead for the Tigers in the coming week. That'll be a battle against the Drake Bulldogs in Atlanta on Saturday. Next week, same time, we take a look back at that action. For now, for Brad Brownell and Don Munson, Pete Hannity, thanks for joining us and so long.
Inside Clemson Basketball has been brought to you by Lending Tree. Shop and compare loans, credit cards, insurance, and more. Lending Tree. Founders Federal Credit Union. Relax, Tiger fans, with Founders Federal Credit Union. This has been a production of Clemson Athletic Properties.